Well, I thought we finished the game really well. I thought it was a strong performance, really. A few good individual performances out there tonight. I thought Semedo did well for me. I thought Fabio Silva as well. You know, I thought he did. Listen, right at the end, that chance, Raul Jimenez, I did put on Twitter that, look, he'll score that every time, and that's the difference, really. And we are missing Raul Jimenez, but Silva's still got in that position, which is obviously positive. But we should look. That's won the game then, hasn't it? But when you go a goal down so early on, you know, within the opening minute, that's it. The game plan out the window, and it's a tough start to the game. But I thought throughout we developed well. And like I said, overall, that was a decent performance, and we've got to take lots of positives from it. Anyway, keep tuning in to the fantastic work that Talking Wolves do. In Nuno we trust, and that's it. Over and out.
Crazy game. How we didn't win that, I don't know. Spurs scored within it wasn't even the first minute, but since they scored, it was just all us. Probably the best game I've seen us play this season. First half, said it was all us. Silva is lacking that experience, unfortunately. He had the chance at the end, but unfortunately didn't score it. That, you know, we need a bit more experience there. We need to sign in January, but other than that, played really well. Marcel, I really like the look of. He's another experienced head, and to me, he's looking better than Semedo, who cost 32 million. We're playing really well. I said the signs are there. We should have won the game. We've got Manchester United next. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get the 3 points and go on a run. Hopefully, we're sitting 12th in the table, but the signs are there. Come on, the Wolves.
Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1, it was probably a fair result considering the way that the game went. First couple of minutes, as soon as they scored that goal, you're thinking, oh no, this easily could be a tanking. But no, fair play, we did well. We did well to, get ourselves back into the game. We dominated the ball a lot. We had a lot of possession on there as well, but I think it was more down to the fact of Spurs sitting back on there as well. And once they got that first goal, they thought they could hang on there as well. That was just a classic Jose Mourinho tactic on there as well. A couple of things that have got to be said on there as well. What are we doing for the first goal? I mean, the fact of the ball's come out on the edge and no one has tried to close him down, and he's got all the time in the world to think of where he's going to put it. Patricio's positioning's poor. There's got to be questions asked the goalie on that one there as well. And then, we just kind of looked... We looked okay. I'd say we looked above average, but we didn't look spectacular. Neto was unbelievable. Adama Traoré, every time it seemed like he got the ball, he just stopped and then passed it backwards. With all the pace that the guy's got, he does not use it enough. And when he is not using his pace, that's when he is becoming a little bit insufficient on there as well. Don't get me wrong, when he's on form, he's the best player at this club. But at the same time, if he keeps stopping and doesn't look like he wants to attack at his man, then he's kind of not really, there's no point really playing him. I thought Otasawi, when he came on for the last 10 minutes, did more than Moutinho did in the 80 minutes that he had on the pitch. Fabio Silva, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people say, he's 35 million pounds. You can't give him criticism as a kid, but let's be honest with ourselves. He has got to score those both goals. He's shown confidence and adapting to this league very well, but as a striker, no matter what age you are, that's your bread and butter. You should be putting those chances away. But like I said, I'm not annoyed with a point. It's 1 win in 5, and it's still no clean sheet since Crystal Palace on home. So, like I said, there's definitely things that needed to be worked on there as well. But yeah, this is a hell of a lot better than what it was against Burnley. I just don't know what to expect from us anymore, because you don't know if we're going to go 5 at the back. You don't know if we're going to play this system, which in my opinion, we need to play the system on there as well. Then I think we can do something on there as well. Just final thing quickly as well. I thought Neves was exceptional. He's back to the Championship Neves that we know. Cross towards the end was absolutely superb. But anyway, thanks for having me on Talking Wolves, and hopefully I'm going to be a little bit positive after we beat Man United. I don't think we'll beat them, but we're going to beat them, come on!
So, Wolves won, Spurs won, and you know what? That was a pretty decent performance. I think that, we played pretty well despite the pretty terrible start, not getting out to Ndombele, closing him down. Patricio could have done better. After only 57 seconds as well, I think most of us probably thought that we were in for a long night. But overall, I thought that we were absolutely superb, really. Just a lack of killer instinct. I thought Semedo, he's coming for a lot of criticism, but he was really, really good tonight. Solid defensively, really good going forward. Him and Adama were really, really good on the right-hand side. Podence in attacking midfield, I really like as well, because he finds those pockets of space, and his trickery and his creativity always causes problems, and it did for Spurs today. Pedro Neto up against Doherty, I thought he would cause problems, and he did, constantly causing problems on the inside channel as well. And Adama as well. Maybe a couple of times where he could have got the cross in a little bit earlier, but I'm sort of just nitpicking, really. I think that, you know, it just needs to be a bit quicker in attack. Fabio Silva, good performance today. Unfortunate for him to miss the chance and not get the penalty. It was a 50-50 for the penalty, to be fair. But, you know, his hold-up play, his movement, his positioning, I think he's really, really good for an 18-year-old. He doesn't look out of place, which for a player of his age, I think is, you know, is a big compliment. Neves and Moutinho, particularly in the second half, so good. You know, recycling possession, quick in transition, getting the ball out wide to the wingers. I think that they were particularly good at that today. I think in the first half we were too slow recycling possession, and we were too slow to recycle possession and get forward. Second half, much better at that, in just, you know, getting the ball with the pace that we needed. You know, Spurs did it in the first half, we did it in the second half. Cody, Saiss, faultless really, and Marcel up until his injury was really solid as well. I've been impressed with Marcel's quietly going about his business this year, but I do really like him. And overall, I think it was just a really solid performance. I really like the four at the back. I think that it offers us the chance to attack with much more fluidity and pace, particularly when we recycle possession. When we win the ball back with the five at the back, I think it's too easy for us to be too slow in possession and just be too patient. Whereas with this, we're a little bit more, at times frantic, but creative. We've got players that can hurt teams. And, you know, Pedro Neto, brilliant assist. You know, this is what we do. This is what happens when we don't do short corners. Whip the ball in. Saiss, fantastic header. It's very Jimenez-esque. Front post, flicks it on into the bottom corner. And I think we deserved it. Otasawi, another good cameo from him. Vitinha, decent little cameo from him as well. Shame not to get the winner in the last minute. But, you know, Fabio Silva, he's not going to score every chance he gets. He's still a young striker. There's still time for him to adapt. But we've got Man United next. I genuinely think we've got a decent chance. I think maybe another point. It wouldn't do us that well in the table, but yeah, off the back of the performance today, I think four at the back is definitely worth going with. I thought that overall we were pretty good today and deserved of the points. So looking forward to the Man United game. I hope everyone else is too. I hope everyone had a great Christmas as well and a good Boxing Day. So yeah, not too bad for the first game back after the festivities.
Well, that game was interesting. Well, I wouldn't say interesting actually, that was a boring game. Yeah, so basically they scored in the first 57 seconds, and then they just parked the bus from there, and we kept pushing. In all fairness, we did have a few chances. We kept going, kept pushing, but we just couldn't get through. We couldn't score, but that's all down to Tottenham just absolutely parking the bus. They're just the biggest double-decker bus I've ever seen, and they were just sat there. There's about four defenders on each player. It was ridiculous how much they were defending, but that's just what Mourinho does. And then good old Saiss with the 85th minute, I think it was, equaliser. I think we could have got a win with Fabio Silva at the end, issuing the last kick of the game. If he just headed it a bit better, got a better connection, we could have actually won the game. But yeah, he's 18 years old, what can you expect? I'm the same age as him. I know I wouldn't be scoring that. So someone with not that much experience, you don't expect them to score an absolute worldie unless you're someone special. But yeah, it's a shame. We move on to the next game. I don't know who it is. I feel like it's another big club. I'm not sure. But yeah, on to the next one. Up the Wolves. Thanks to Talking Wolves again for this. See you all in a bit.
Right, Wolves won, Spurs won. Can't lie, I'm quite happy with a point out of that game. I don't think we deserved to lose it at all. I thought we were very dominant for almost all of the game, really, but that's just how Spurs played the game. That was their game plan. They got that early goal, and I think scoring that early for Spurs actually really hurt them more than anything. They just sat everyone behind the ball. They couldn't break at us fast enough, and credit to Nuno and the players for not falling into Jose's trap and springing everyone forward and letting them hurt us the way they've hurt teams this season, like Arsenal. Arsenal's the best example of it, just springing everyone forward, and then once Son's away, you're not going to catch him. But I thought we done brilliantly. I thought we were brilliant defensively today. Actually, I don't think I can't remember a mistake that the defenders made. To be honest, we had a few itchy moments, but that happens almost every game watching this team. I thought Semedo was really good today. I thought he overlapped Adama really well. We put some good passes in the box. I won't say they were great. If he connected with his man, and if Fabio had three chances today, if one of those went in, we're sitting here talking about a 2-1 win. And but yeah, he's still young. The wicked deflection he had, when the ball fell to his feet, and he had that awkward touch. I thought, if he scored that, it would have been. It would have been brilliant if he scored that. Unfortunately, he didn't. But we can't take it away from him. Like I said, he's still young. If Raul's there or if one of the other players is there, they probably score. But you never know. But yeah, I thought Podence thought he was all right today. But I think the star man was probably Pedro Neto running down that line. That kid is absolutely lightning. That chance we had right at the end, where he's one-on-one with Sanchez, and he just sends him back to Ajax. It was absolutely incredible. He's so fast, and having Adama on one side and him on the other, we just hit teams out wide. Unfortunately, we haven't got a man in the middle to hold the ball up or head it. Unfortunately, hopefully we get that in January. We've been linked to a few players that do look promising, so hopefully we can get one of them in. But yeah, I can't really throw any player under the bus there. I thought they were all brilliant, to be honest. I thought Neves and Moutinho, they do frustrate me sometimes when they play, but it's not down to them. I think it's just Nuno's system when we're all setting up our positions and the ball's been passed to Cody, and then he'll make his pass out and decide what we do from there. They just sit on either side of him, and I just wish that we sat up maybe just a bit higher, just so we have more options to pass to. Because, the thing with Neves is he's a brilliant player, and we just play two Connor Codys. It looks like that most games. He's really defensive, like he sits back so much, and a player of his talent and his level, I don't think we're seeing the best out of him, but I thought he was good today. Like I said, he could have had that assist right at the end for Fabio. That would have been amazing, but yeah, like I said, I can't really complain with that. I do think we played well, and other than a few shaky moments, yeah, I thought we'd done all right. But so we come out of Spurs with a point, thankfully. Hopefully we go to United, we can get a point, or maybe snag all three. You never know. I think that draw against Leicester kind of hurt them. I don't think they were expecting that, and if we defend Bruno, we can hopefully get a point and then move to Brighton.
Oh, they're all Wolves fans. I think all of us, if we're honest, at the beginning of the game would have taken a draw. It's unfortunate. I feel like they caught Rui Patricio cold in the first minute with that strike from Ndombele, and I think we can't take anything out of Rui Patricio, to be fair. I mean, for the last couple of months he hasn't put a foot wrong, so I think you can't take it out on him now. Negatives, first of all. I thought some of the passing in the first half was loose. I think some of the balls were going all over the place. I wouldn't really call it a negative, but I'm a little bit confused by why we would start 5 at the back for Burnley and then start 4 at the back for Tottenham. In my mind, maybe I'm looking at it different, but in my mind, you would start 5 at the back against the teams that you're worried about, the Tottenhams, the Man Uniteds, and Burnley, they'd be the team that you put 4 at the back and really go at it. Other negatives for me, I think we could really do with a bigger body in the middle. I would have liked to have seen Otasowie, probably over Ruben Neves, or Joe Moutinho. They're interchangeable for me. I think at the moment they're completely predictable players. They're doing the same job basically. So you need someone else who can go in and be the bigger body and do the strong work. I think Otasowie would have been brilliant from the beginning. You could see that towards the end when he came on for Moutinho. That tackle he put in against Højbjerg, it was quality. And it's nice to have a player there who can do that, who can muscle a few players and just win the ball back straight away and get you going on the attack. I think we definitely do need a few signings. I'd like to see a decent striker come in, and by that I mean someone who's going to score goals and is a big body. I like the look of Diego Costa. It's just whether he could score the goals that we need. Right, now I'm done with the negatives. I'd like to look at the positives. The positives for me, I think even though we got caught out cold in the first minute, I think after that the lads came out and played well. I wouldn't say we took it to them, but we were in control of the game, in my mind, for a good majority of it. There was a few iffy defending situations that we got caught out, and we were lucky maybe that Spurs weren't as switched on. But I think, we were in it for the whole game for me. We deserved it to equalise. Unfortunately, like I said, that we got that goal conceded that goal in the first minute or so. Otherwise, maybe it would have been a different story. For me, I think Nelson Semedo looked good today. I mean, obviously there was a few little errors, but I think everyone on the pitch had a few of those. But you should be able to feel that your players behind you or next to you can help support you in those situations. Again, I mean, even though Fabian missed that goal at the end, I thought he'd come out and I think he put in a good performance. I think there was a few times where he had shots on goal. Obviously, he's not getting them yet, but the kid is 18, so I think we can give him a bit of leeway. He's been thrust into a position that he probably wasn't ready for quite yet, and I think that's clear from it. Neto for me in that second half was unreal, unbelievable. And I think and think about the difference he's made in 1 year from being behind Jota and playing bits of games coming off the bench to now being one of our most important players. And if not for me, it's got to be in for the young player of the year in the Premier League. The way he's playing at the moment is absolutely unreal. If we can get that depth in, if we can get some extra support players, I'd like to think we can start taking it to these smaller teams and really start getting the results on both ends of things. And I think as soon as we start doing that, how close his table is, I'm sure we'll shoot back up. At the moment, I'm not worried. Like I say, the only thing I'd like to maybe see some more of the youngsters get a go. I think bringing on 2 players in the last 10 minutes, it doesn't give them enough time. Maybe I'd like to maybe see Tyler Perry. The way he's been playing for the under-21s the last couple of weeks, if any of you watch those games, you'll know that he's been putting in great performances. He's scoring goals. Whether he's ready for the league yet, I'm not sure, but you can do worse than doing 10, 15 minutes or 20 minutes at the end of a game and just seeing what he's actually got in there. It was great seeing Raul in the stands, and yeah, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that draw. On to Man United on Tuesday, and let's just hope we can get a result from that. Wolves, are we?